Casemiro demonstrates leadership qualities by volunteering to take the first penalty in Man Utd shootout against Brighton, before bizarrely giving David De Gea advice with a dancing jig on the. Casemiro showed his excellent leadership qualities for Man Utd at Wembley. The Brazilian nominated himself to take the first penalty in tense shootout. He then showed David De Gea how to put off Brighton's penalty specialists. Casemiro has once again demonstrated his exemplary leadership skills when Manchester United needed him most in Sunday's FA Cup semi-final. The Brazilian was in the thick of the action across 120 minutes of open play against Brighton at Wembley and further displayed his bravery when the cup clash headed to penalties. United had never won an FA Cup shootout despite lifting the famous trophy 12 times throughout their title-laden history, and where many have previously shirked the high-pressure situation, Casemiro stepped up. The 31-year-old is used to dealing with tense moments as his accumulation of 5 Champions League titles during his years at Real Madrid shows. On Sunday he was placed in his first shootout with Man Utd but handled the situation with impressive calmness. While United boss Erik ten Hag and his assistant Steve McLaren rallied their energy-stricken players for a shootout that would decide who would be joining Manchester City in the final, Casemiro showed his ability to take on the challenge. Casemiro, red shirt, scored United's first penalty against Brighton with a cool finish into the bottom corner. Casemiro raised his hand as McLaren looked for someone to volunteer to take the first penalty and got United off to the perfect start by coolly rolling his effort into the bottom corner. United would eventually win the shootout as Swedish defender Victor Lindelof capitalized on Solly March's blazing effort that sailed over the bar. But the midfielder didn't simply score his effort and relax on the halfway line as others made the long walk to the penalty spot. Instead, he decided to offer United goalkeeper David De Gea some advice, in the hope that it would help him distract Brighton's penalty takers. Originally locked arm in arm with Marcus Rashford, who also scored, Casemiro jumps away from his teammates before shouting to catch De Gea's attention. The Brazilian, number 18, danced on the halfway line to show United goalkeeper David De Gea how to put Brighton's penalty specialists off. Casemiro during the shootout. Rolling on the floor laughing pic.twitter.com/pqv0mht6kr. Casemiro, left, was all smiles after the shootout as he celebrated with teammate Tyrell Malacia, right. He then jumped around waving his arms in an apparent attempt to show the shotstopper how to move between the goal as Brighton's shootout specialists stepped up. The ever-energetic Brazilian shook his arms wildly, kicked his legs out in various directions, and bounced side to side as De Gea watched on. Unfortunately, the United shotstopper didn't seem to get the message as he failed to stop a single strike, with his side securing their place in the final after Mar.